Okay, I'm going to try and keep my cool during this video, because to say I am angry, disappointed and extremely frustrated is an understatement. And this all relates to the customer support and customer service I've received from Samsung UK. Now, to give you a bit of background, I've been covering technology on the Geekanoids channel for almost 10 years. And during that time, I've covered pretty much every iteration of Samsung Galaxy S smartphone that's been released. I've also, of course, covered lots of other brands of smartphone as well. And normally I'm covering technology products that have been sent to me on a loan basis. And on occasion, I cover a personal purchase. Now, this particular time and this particular case refers to a Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge in gold that I purchased with my own money for my own personal use. And it was my intention to use this alongside my iPhone 6s Plus for about 2 or 3 weeks, and then hopefully switch over to using it as my main daily driver. And during my initial time with the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, even though I'd spent my own money on it, of course I still share my opinion with you on the channel. And indeed, I published a review. I also published an update video where I talked about the amazing camera and also the battery life and just how I felt about the smartphone overall. Now, shortly after publishing those videos, I did experience some issues. The first issue was that during normal use, so not gameplay, not anything that's taxing the smartphone, just during normal use, browsing the internet, for example, the S7 Edge got uncomfortably warm. I didn't find that acceptable. And I also noticed upon closer inspection that around the home button, where the fingerprint sensor also resides, the actual cutout, the metal above the home button, was quite jagged. It wasn't a perfect cut, and that really annoyed me. So I decided I was going to return the S7 Edge and opt for a refund and then repurchase it in about a couple of months' time, with the intention of sort of waiting out any initial quality control issues they might be having with manufacture of the device. So I contacted Samsung, arranged the return and duly sent it back. Of note, I had to take time out of my day to actually drop this off. They didn't offer to come and collect it, so I had to take about an hour out of my day to actually drop this off and send it back to the address they supplied. 2 days later, I did some tracking on the parcel and was very happy to see it arrived safely back with Samsung. Now, this is where things went wrong. I contacted Samsung and advised them that I had sent the phone back, and in fact I had tracked it and had a signature and a name of who'd signed for it, and could they update me with the refund procedure. Now, they recognised the name, so that was a good sign, and they looked at their system and said, well, we haven't received it back yet. So I sent them an email with a copy of the receipt, and I got an email back saying that either they hadn't received it back or it hadn't been booked into their system. And this sort of response over the sort of following couple of weeks became a familiar pattern. They would never give me a straight answer as to at what stage my return was actually at in their system. And after quite a few emails going backwards and forwards with some very strange ones thrown into the mix, I actually decided enough was enough. I was going to try and contact somebody actually in the UK rather than in their customer support call centre. And I spoke to somebody who was very, very helpful in the UK. And he very kindly took ownership of the case, took all the details, and was sort of acting as an intermediary between myself and the online shop customer support. And I had some hope. I had some hope that it was going to get sorted, and I had updates from this person based in the UK, and I thought, good, this is going well. At least they're giving me some positive answers. And then it got to the stage where the UK support based in the UK said that they couldn't do any more for me. They were having to hand it back over to the online shop support, which got me worried, to say the least. But the following day I did get an email from a supposed manager from the online shop support saying that my refund would indeed be with me in 3 working days. So I waited. I waited the 3 working days, and 2 days after that promise, I got a shipping notice, and they had shipped me the free Samsung Galaxy Gear VR, whatever you want to call it, their virtual reality headset that they were going to actually give as a free gift with all pre-orders. They'd sent that out 2 days after they had promised me the refund would show in my bank account within 3 working days. So at the earliest convenience, I actually rang them and said, where's my refund? It's now been 3 working days. And the response I got was, well, there's a problem. Because we sent you out the free Gear VR headset, we didn't process the refund. We didn't act upon the promise that we'd sent you 2 or 3 days earlier. We sent you the free gift, and now we can't actually deal with the refund process until we've received the Gear VR headset back. I was so frustrated. I still acted very professionally, and in fact, if I can, I'll include a short excerpt from the conversation I had with the person who did give me permission to actually record the call.
So I'm a manager here at our call center for Samsung UK. Basically, I see that you have inquired previously for the Gear VR and why you haven't received it. Is this the reason why you have returned your Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge? So, basically, you're intending to return the Gear VR as soon as possible, is that correct? Alright, I'll see what I can do. I'll keep in touch with you on what has been done on our end. And I want to, and just to make sure that you could reach the drop-off point, because we need to act as a team now. I really do apologize for any inconvenience caused. I'm going to investigate the matter and why this has happened. And I'm going to be in contact with you by the end of the day once again. Basically, I'll be in contact with you as soon as possible by the end of the day to report on what has been done, and I'll be in contact with you. Is that all right?
Now, I did get a little bit irate, but I think I kept my cool well enough to actually get my point across that I didn't expect them to actually wait until they'd received the Gear VR headset back to indeed process the refund that they were supposed to have done back on the 25th of March. Upon asking them to really escalate this further, I did actually speak to a manager at the online shop support centre who said that he would do his best to actually make sure that the refund was processed and expedited and keyed in quicker than one would normally expect. And I really pushed to actually make sure that happens, and I was promised a phone call back from this particular manager. Now, there may well be another update to this video, but I'm now recording this at just before 6 PM on the 30th of March, and I still haven't received that phone call back. I did actually call in the interim period and give them the tracking number for the return of the Gear VR. I did also email that to both the UK-based support centre at Samsung head office and also the online support centre for online orders. But I don't expect to get that call back. As I say, they've closed for the day now. It's almost 6 PM, and yet again I've been let down. Something else to just add that I almost forgot, which is, even though I had hoped that the UK-based Samsung head office support would actually fulfill their promises as well, I was promised a call before Easter and indeed after Easter, and we're now on the 30th of March, so 2 days later, and the person who was meant to call me with an update failed to make those 2 phone calls to me. So at every stage through this refund process and through the return process, I've been let down at every stage. Now, I'm a fair person. I run 3 businesses myself, so I know that customer services is very, very important, but the customers have to have reasonable expectations when it comes to a returns procedure, especially with companies that deal with lots and lots of orders. So at no stage did I expect an instant refund. What I did expect was accurate information, accurate updates, and I expected the online Twitter team, the UK head office at Samsung, their customer support, and the online shop customer support to actually communicate properly with each other and to give the customer proper feedback and to deal with things in a professional manner. I've had missed promises, missed refund dates, miscommunication, and customer support that can only be described as a complete farce. In comparison to Apple, and I did explain this to Samsung UK as well, and what I said to them was that if Apple are dealing with a faulty product or a return or an issue with a product, they actually keep you on the phone until they've given you a resolution. They keep you on the phone while they speak to another department, and then they tell you the outcome. And they always work towards customer satisfaction on that first call. I've had in excess of 20 emails, and I've made approximately 8 calls to them, and never have I got a straight answer. And I just think that is totally unacceptable. So I will give you an update if I can in a future video. I just hope that I get a resolution, and I hope this video serves as some information to you when you're making your next purchasing decision. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see you in another video very soon. Okay, I hope you're still watching, because as I was finishing recording the video, another email came in, and I thought it was going to be from the gentleman that promised me a phone call back before the end of today. The email says, and I quote, "Apologies for the late reply. As per your conversation earlier today with and 2 people, your case has been forwarded to the corresponding department. We hope to be able to proceed shortly with a refund. We remain at your disposal should you require further assistance." And this is exactly what I was referring to. They've yet again given me an email that doesn't give me any valid information. It says, "We hope," and we have forwarded it to another department. No action, no refund, and no straight answer. Lesson learned with my next purchasing decision.